Hey, everybody. We're live. Sampling the merchandise, I see.
It's good stuff.
It is. It is good stuff, though.
You know, need to shake a little bit. It's been sitting too much. It's a little bottle of sake that we're using this evening.
That's right.
Has nothing to do with South Dakota, but
No.
it's good. So
You know why
welcome.
we're using sake? Because neither one of us like vermouth.
Oh, it's not that I don't like vermouth. I just prefer sake over the vermouth. Hi, welcome to Monday night. Welcome to the Davis's Kitchen. I'm still Nikki.
I'm still chilly.
And guess what? We're still the Davises.
We are.
And it is definitely Monday night. I think I say that every Monday night. It is, however, the Monday night before my Thanksgiving break. So I'm on the downward slide.
Monday night before hunting season.
It's Monday night before hunting season. And I'm
Go out
not
and get
sure.
some deer.
I'm not sure where we're going to put the deer when we get it because we're full up in the house at the moment.
Hey, Uncle Dan and Deb.
Hey, guys. We are virtually traveling to South Dakota this evening. Last week we did North Dakota.
The Granite State.
The what?
Granite State.
Oh, yes. You're correct. And we had just like last week, we had a little conversation about what we were going to do tonight. But you came up with a drink.
I did.
That we're swapping sake for the vermouth.
The other way around.
Yeah, okay. We're using sake instead of vermouth. How's that? Yeah. And then we're going to move on into fry bread, which is actually the state bread for South Dakota. And then we're going to move on to what we're going to top the fry bread with. And we'll talk
beef.
A little beef.
Beef.
We have so much beef in the house. We picked up our half a cow order on Friday, and let me tell you, that was a fun.
It's a lot of beef.
Yeah. But you know what?
260, 270 pounds.
270 pounds worth of beef. We've shared some, but so anyway, we are topping our fry bread with beef. We'll talk a little bit about the history of fry bread and why it exists in the South Dakota culture. But there are lots of flat skillet bread, fried bread in a lot of different cultures. So with that said, I'm going to throw this away before I cut myself.
You're getting ready to. I can see it in your eyes. It's dangerous giving you.
And I'm going to find an apron since I'm going to be working with beef. And then I'm going to go outside and get your that other stuff I made a while ago.
Simple syrup?
Yeah, that.
I'd appreciate that because I'm going to need it here very shortly.
I will do that.
All right. So to make a Roosevelt, well, why a Roosevelt?
Why a Roosevelt? That's a good question.
Well, he's on Mount Rushmore. He's the fourth. He's the fourth president on Mount Rushmore. So
I'll handle that in a minute.
Saying that somebody's at the door, so we'll have guests. It sounds like. Oh, here comes the little one too, running by.
This is still hot.
Hello, kiddo. How are you?
Hi, people.
That's okay. What's going on?
Just got back from dinner and I also want some leftovers home. You can't eat my leftovers.
Sweet.
All right.
Kiddo has arrived in the front door.
Yeah.
Hi. I just had some amazing food.
Yeah,
We're going to have some more amazing food.
We're going to make amazing food here.
Feel free to be jealous.
All right. So we're going to go with 1 3/4 ounces per cocktail, which if you're making 2 cocktails, that would be 3.5 ounces, which is what we're doing. 3.5 ounces of dark rum, and we're using Bumbu XO for our dark rum. We're going to go, recipe calls for 1/2 ounce of dry vermouth. We're going to use 1/2 ounce of sake, because who doesn't like sake?
It's rice wine, and it's a really good substitute. We discovered that
a few weeks ago,
sort of
months ago,
by accident. Yeah.
I think, yeah. That is still kind of warm.
That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, we got to freshly squeeze our OJ. Made it. We want 1/4 ounce, so we're going to use 1/2 ounce because we got 2. And then the same amount of simple syrup.
Giving you fits.
Yeah, it is what it is. I'm used to it. In this household, it's finicky. Must be feminine. In this household.
You're a turd.
Yeah. So. You gotta shake this up a little bit. And then pour into our coupes.
It's a pretty color.
Well, yeah. It's an orange juice based cocktail. They're all pretty colors.
Can you turn that bamboo bottle around, please?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like that. Like that.
Okay.
There. So, pregame? No, we would never pregame.
Us? No.
We had to sample the bamboo.
We did do that. That's lovely.
That is really good.
Very lovely.
The 15-year-old is very jealous right now.
Oh, she'll be jealous.
You're going to be jealous for at least 6 more years.
That's right.
Oh, wow, I have my crab rangoon on that.
Yep.
Oh, she has crab rangoon. I'm going to throw this up in the fridge.
All right.
Whatever. No, stick it up in the fridge.
Oh,
Since
no,
you-
that wasn't for you, and I'm like, it wasn't for you.
Well, thank you very much, my dear.
All right. So we have a Roosevelt. We're using a Roosevelt because he's on Mount Rushmore. Mount Rushmore is in South Dakota.
Yep. Although I've never been. Have you been?
No. It's a state that I have only traveled to virtually.
It same here, actually. I was trying to think if I'd even landed in South Dakota at some point, but I have not.
No.
Not even remotely.
No, not even remotely. Haven't been ridden on a Harley there. Haven't ridden on a motorcycle. Oh, Jennifer says she has. She's been to South Dakota.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
My grandparents met in or great grandparents rather met in South Dakota. So there's my claim to fame.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'm looking around my kitchen for my meat chopper that has disappeared on me.
Your meat chopper.
My ground beef mixer.
The X one?
Yeah.
You gave that thing away a long time ago.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did. We haven't seen it forever.
Not the one with an X on it, the newer one.
Oh.
That came in the house, which caused me to give the other one away.
Oh. then I
Well,
don't know about
okay.
that one.
In lieu of not knowing where it's at, let me
Wooden
check.
spoon.
Let me check over here. Nope. Okay. No clue where it has ended up. So we're going to do fry bread last. Fry
that?
bread, because I have to fry it and I'm
okay.
known to burn things and we need to
Yeah, that's
do
true.
taco meat first. So we're actually doing Indian
Uncle
tacos.
Dan has to.
Nice. Navajo tacos is another name for these, and they are, kind of ubiquitous with Native American food culture now. They are not by any means traditional. In fact, they're like a 1960s edition. And there's a story there, but you'll just have to read that in the newsletter when I get it out, probably this weekend, knowing me. So we're going to start, I'm working backwards so I can do the fry bread part last. So we're going to brown some ground beef and typical of what we would consider taco topping. So ground beef, onion, what else we doing? Lettuce, cheese. That's kind of where you stop.
It is where I stop.
With some salsa and some sour cream.
Salsa and sour cream.
I'm going to pick up with some black beans on mine and an avocado cilantro crema that I have. That I did not make, although it is easy to make. I keep it in a jar because it lasts longer, quite honestly, when you buy it.
Preserved.
Yes. But I'm going to make my own taco seasoning. So that will be the lesson of the evening until we get to fry bread. I also have black beans that I'm going to put some of the same spices in. So if you ever want tacos, taco salad, anything.
That was your beans that went on.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Along those lines, and you don't have the packets of taco seasoning, you're good. You don't need packets of taco seasoning.
There. Now I can see better.
Thank you.
There you go. Okay. Robbie is here.
It's a busy place tonight.
Yeah, we just got people coming in and out, in and out, in and out.
That's what happens when you do a live broadcast from home.
Yep.
And we will happily have people coming in and out of the house.
Yeah. Hey, anytime.
Um,
We'll make you a cocktail.
we will, absolutely. All right, so I have a very dark chili powder, and I'm going to start with that. This is 1 pound of ground beef. I season as it's cooking, so it kind of soaks into that beef. It's not just kind of sitting on the top.
Mm-hmm.
So a good tablespoon of chili powder, dark chili powder, whichever you have.
Dark.
I buy the dark chili powder in bulk from our Amish market. That's where I usually find it.
Mhm.
We have a local powder from Pink Tiger Farm, and they are a local farm that grows a variety of chilies, and they've started, I don't want that one. They've started making their own chili powders. So this one is kind of a sweet heat to it. And as soon as I get some out of here, I'm going to use about half a teaspoon of that because it's kind of spicy. Of course, for me, they're all going to be kind of spicy. Let's see. So there's that. If you live local, they're here locally. Chicken. So we just had a delivery from one of my colleagues. Oh my gosh, that smells so good. Yeah, do you want a chicken leg?
Probably not full.
They smell so good. Here, we'll show those off too.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna put them back in the oven. We'll probably have those with dinner too here in a little bit.
Look at there.
So good.
Curry chicken.
I will definitely
It,
go tomorrow for dinner.
Let's stick those down in the oven when you get done. All right, I'm gonna backtrack and put a little bit of chili powder in my beans, my black beans too.
I'm gonna open the stove oven for me.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Can I see me?
No. Oh no.
Oh, no, they can't. Hello. I'm funny food. I'm leaving now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to
Love you all.
the beans, I have added a little bit of the dark chili powder too, about half a teaspoon, give or take. Going to add about the same half teaspoon of paprika to both. How hot do you want your taco meat? Never mind. Dumb question. A little bit of cumin, just a couple shakes because we're not making a lot of anything here. A little bit of onion powder, again, a couple shakes. So we're a quarter of a teaspoon probably. To both. Garlic.
All I did was look at her, folks. She was like, never mind.
Garlic, about half a teaspoon. To both. It's 1 can of black beans, by the way, just plain old black beans. I put my own spices in them. I'm going to put a little bit of hatch chili, thank you, in my black beans, but I've got something else to put in it's about half a teaspoon of that. Additional salt if you need it. If you buy like salt-free or low sodium cans of vegetables, you might want to add some more salt. I do not, so I do not add more salt. And then we have this lovely crunchy red pepper ancho chili with onion and garlic blend from Kinder's. We're going to use some of that in the taco meat as soon as I can get it open.
Do we need to drain some of the...
I never drain the fat off of the taco
Okay.
beef. I just strain it when we use it.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to drain the fat off, you can. Honestly, the easiest thing to use is a turkey baster. If you really want to know the truth.
Well, I thought seeing that is a lot of sauce.
But that lot of sauce is going to be really good on fry bread.
I agree. Oh, but you're actually just pulling a whole bunch of the stuff out.
Yep.
You're not just dumping some sauce in.
All right. So we're going to use about a half a teaspoon of this.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, we want, no, not half a teaspoon. Like a whole teaspoon.
Okay, we're going to use a whole teaspoon of this.
Yes, we
And
are.
it's packed in oil, so just use oil and all. You don't need to worry about.
Oh, man.
And it's not really hot. It's got a nice little. Okay, there's some afterburn. I lied. Got a little afterburn on it, but it's really good. It's a good burn.
The afterburners kicked in, did it? Oh, this is going to be good.
Holy moly. All right, you can probably turn that off because that is done. Done. I'm going to stir the beans. Notice Chili wasn't worried about the beans back here.
Nuh-uh. Didn't worry about the beans at all. Here you go, honey. I'll chase that down with some Roosevelt.
Thank you.
A nice chilled Roosevelt. Him and the Rough Riders.
So, my daddy used to tell a story about my great grandpa Charlie that I have since proven wrong in my genealogical research, but it's a good story nonetheless. That he rode with Teddy and the Rough Riders. My dad was full of stories that I admittedly were passed down to him, so he probably didn't know that it wasn't quite the
100% accurate.
Yeah, there you go. But I have since proven it inaccurate based on some military records. Nonetheless, my great
could have ridden
grandparents.
with him once.
Well, maybe once, like I don't know, in South Dakota. So my great grandpa Charlie was stationed in Sturgis. I'm going to turn on some oil and get it going for the fry bread.
Okay.
And that's where he met my great grandma. Thankfully, or I would only sort of be here today.
Partially.
In part, right?
Yeah.
And my great grandma and her family, she was, I think, 16 when they moved out to South Dakota. Moved there for jobs. I mean, that was the long story short there. But then she taught in a one-room schoolhouse in Sturgis. And I have, on the old land maps, been able to trace where they lived and where she taught. It's kind of cool. So anyway, so when Chili and I got married,
We did not honeymoon in Sturgis.
we did not. But my daddy gave me my great grandma's wedding ring, which is Black Hills Gold, and that's what I wore as my something old that day until I got my own wedding ring. And it's safely locked up, and I wear it every now and then for special occasions. Because, oddly enough, it fit my German fingers.
Wow. That's
Um,
impressive.
Yeah, I'm a size 9 in rings. I've got little stubby fat fingers. Okay, we're going to, and all of her children were not. They were very thin, skinny things. I'm going to chop up some lettuce while that oil is heating up.
Making another Roosevelt.
Yeah, those are good. Those are tasty.
Well, of course they are. It's got stuff we like in it. Orange juice,
I
sake,
bought
rum,
right. I'm
simple syrup.
gonna keep talking now. I bought romaine lettuce hearts because that was nearly all I could find at the grocery store. Chili prefers them anyway.
I do.
Because the iceberg heads were about the size of this. They weren't very big. Oh, they can't see me really well.
No, they can. Do it again.
About that big. They weren't very big. And they were very loose. Usually when you buy iceberg, you want it to be a little bit packed. And they were a couple bucks, and there weren't very many of them, and they were kind of brown. We're having lettuce shortages too, by the way.
I thought you were going to put that in the oil. I was going to.
Good Lord, no. I'm just chopping things up while the oil gets
You're
hot.
talking and yakking.
Blah, 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 blah.
I thought you were putting that straight in the oil. I did. I was like, oh, shit. There goes the Earl.
I've got an onion left over from something else, so we're going to
Last night.
chop it in my handy dandy Pampered Chef food chopper.
Is that white tool sitting off to your right?
It's a white tool sitting off to my right
Yeah.
because I don't have an old school food chopper, so I just use this one.
Makes
Food
sense.
choppers have been around for a while. But in with that, I've got two of these little babies that I'm putting on the top of your.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll do those later. I don't want jalapenos on mine because those little guys are hot. And I let that one get red, and so it's going to be nice and warm.
She's slapping it, folks.
Yeah, hopefully I have a food mover. My dough scraper is my food mover.
It works really well.
No unitaskers.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, Debbie. The dogs made plenty of noise.
Oh, yeah.
When you dropped P off,
Um,
and they made plenty more noise when Ravi came by.
so I know Ravi will watch the show eventually because I always hear about the antics at some point.
Yeah.
So thank you for bringing the chicken.
Yeah, that looked really good.
Oh, it always just smells incredible.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now I've got a handful of cherry tomatoes that are kind of hanging off my plant over there.
Thank you, Kavita. That was so awesome.
Yes, thank you. Always. That's one of Phoebe's favorites, and
It really is.
it is. Yeah,
I mean, that's.
I said this to somebody not too long ago that we've managed to raise a teenager who likes a variety of different types of food from different cultures, and you just have no idea how happy that makes me.
Yep.
Actually, you do, but
I do. But
you get it. All right, I'm going to wash.
she's not afraid to try things.
She is not, and
No.
I'm very glad we've managed to do that because not all kids are that way.
Nope.
All right, so there's my tomatoes.
You have that food processing mover right next to you.
I know, but it's awfully big to put in that little bitty container. All right, so we're going to set this aside.
Okay.
And I'm going to maneuver all this out of the way.
So where are we going? Back to us. There we go. Big screen.
Woohoo!
Big camera, everybody.
Going to check the oil.
How's your Roosevelt doing?
I'm going to drink right now. Pause
Okay.
for commercial break. What's the commercial tonight?
Sponsors tonight are CD's Monetary Warehouse and
Chili Davis.
Westroads Liquors.
Well, technically, Westroads isn't a
They're not a paid sponsor.
official sponsor.
They're not
We
a
just
paid
happen
sponsor.
to buy everything from
We
Westroads
do
Liquor.
buy an awful lot from Westroads Liquors.
I mean,
A
it's
discount
habit.
here or there would be nice, but it's okay. We understand.
Hey, they share the
they
broadcast
do.
sometimes.
They do. They share it. They get us out there. But
This is good.
yeah, well, of course it is.
Maybe if I
told
could get you to start that Chili's Cocktails
Nope.
TikTok channel, they'd sponsor us.
No, that's just me telling jokes.
I mean, it is TikTok.
Yeah.
Worst
Just
things that
me
happen
telling
on TikTok.
jokes. So,
Okay. So, two things we're going to do. We're going to check our oil.
Check the Earl.
And
Get back over to there. There's the Earl.
you might not be able to see this, but the end of this particular spoon that I've had for 20 years is nice and dark because I do this a lot.
She does.
And we are not there yet.
No, we got to look for bubbles.
Yeah. Wooden spoon. Oh, I see a bubble. We're almost there. If it bubbles once it hits that oil, then you're good to go.
Yeah, don't use your finger.
No. After the day we've had, I feel the
use your
need to
finger.
say that. Or you feel the need to say
I
that.
do. Do not use your finger to test the temperature of the oil. Do not use water because it just splashes.
No,
everywhere.
people share that tip. I'm like, that's
A good, quick, easy
a
way to get
recipe
burnt.
for getting splatted.
Yeah. Or splatting enough out to where it catches fire on a gas stove.
You don't want that. All right.
We don't want that.
So here is
We
my
want no firefighters. to
here's
come
my
here.
fry bread dough. I whipped this together at about 4:30, 5 o'clock, somewhere in that
Yep.
neighborhood.
Right there.
This is a no yeast dough, a glutinous dough. You might hear that term, you might not, but definitely you'll hear no yeast versus yeast bread dough. It is baking powder. There are many variations of the same Native American fry bread recipe.
We don't have a gluten-free recipe. We're not gonna.
Then don't ask.
Don't ask.
Um,
If you're gluten intolerant, don't eat this.
that's kind of how, yeah, I would. That's exactly what I would say. Do something else,
Yeah.
like corn masa.
Yeah.
So
most
this is flour, and I adapted a Lakota recipe,
A
a
what?
teeny bit Lakota as in tribe recipe. There are lots of variations,
Are they
and
a
they
South
tend
Dakota
to be
tribe?
yeah, they tend to be well north and south, but they tend to be kind of varied by tribe. A lot of similarities, a little bit of difference. Some are baking powder, some are yeast based, some have fat, some don't. Sorry, here.
I just wanted to make sure it hadn't frozen like yesterday.
I mean, you can flip them back to me. I'm going to kind of explain before I do this, but some call for dried milk powder because it was part of what the whole reason I didn't even say this part. The whole reason we have fry bread in the Native American culture is because when they were forced onto reservations, the American government supplemented, gave them rations of flour, dried milk powder, either yeast or baking powder sometimes, sugar, some other things, like not a lot of other things, but some other things. And that's where this comes from. This was all about survival. So this is not native in the sense that it's, or traditional in the sense that it's something that is part of the
total heritage.
Yeah, I don't even know what word to use there because it came about in the 1850s, 60s, I guess.
Yeah.
The Indian tacos.
See, you learned something by watching us.
Well, it's not a pretty history, but it is nonetheless history. So
it is history,
and it is an accepted part of their cuisine now. Not you'll hear various
If you enjoy everything that you hear about history, then you aren't.
Then you're not hearing the right stuff.
You're not hearing the right history.
Or not hearing the whole history. How's that? Right.
Because there are periods of even our times that are negative.
All right.
And that make you feel pooey.
Well, and in some cases should make you feel that way.
Yeah. Should make you ashamed.
So here, the reason I did this it's probably 5 o'clock. You have to let it rest even though there's no yeast in it because the gluten that's in there needs time to relax and absorb the liquid.
Where's your spoon?
So I laid it over there. So flour, baking powder, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and water to make the dough. That is it. We're okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. Because that's all they had.
There's some bubbles now.
So I have left this rest a substantial amount of time, at least 30 minutes. I let this rest. Now we're going on 2 hours. When that gluten starts to relax and take on the water, the liquid that's in the dough, it just kind of goes limp. And you get to work with Play-Doh instead of something that's going to bounce back and slap you in the face. So it's a lot easier to work with. I mean, clearly, look at that.
Going limp. I mean, come on now.
Well, that's what it does when gluten relaxes. It's just kind of like, you on a Friday afternoon after you've had a drink or 3, you just kind of sink, right?
Yeah.
So it's a whole lot easier to work with.
Friday evening, not the afternoon.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And I mean, I don't need to need this anymore because I did that earlier. So what we're going to do is separate this into, I'm going to slap it a little bit.
Please do. Make it firm again.
You are going to have to stop that when I'm the next, never mind. You want
Got you caught. Something's got her tongue.
You want big fry breads or small fry breads?
Oh, let's go medium.
How about 3 small and 2 big? That way we have 2 big
wonderful.
Indian tacos and
yeah.
Okay, so I've separated this into 5. We'll have 3 dessert tacos. And so what we're going to do, a little bit of flour.
We're going to have 2 burritos instead of tacos.
Well, they're going to be little flat fat guys here.
Yeah, that's good.
The baking powder is a leavening agent, so these will puff a little bit.
Yeah.
But look how easy that is to work with because I let it rest so long. If you let your dough rest, pizza dough, bread dough, whatever, pizza dough especially,
Let it rest.
let
Please,
it rest.
Especially after it goes limp, let it rest.
Because
I mean, come on
so
now.
done. Because otherwise, when you try to pull it on the pizza peel, it's going to bounce back to the middle. And nobody wants that because you don't get good enough. I'm going to stop now.
Oh, come on.
I'm just going to keep rolling.
Rolling, 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 rolling.
All right. How's that for an Indian taco size? We're going to stick this guy in the hot oil very carefully. We're going to, there you go. We're going to start close to us and lay it in away from us. Now, I did 3 smaller ones so we could have a dessert. I mean, this has a little bit of sugar in it. You can do these with, I think a tablespoon of sugar. You can do up to about a 1/4 cup of sugar without screwing up the recipe. And then God, look how puffy that's getting over here.
You keep touching it.
No, the one in the fry oil.
Yeah, it doesn't
Dingle
show.
dork.
It doesn't show real well. It just shows a big white blob.
Oh, okay. Well, it's puffy.
It's puffy.
And we're going to fry until the edges are golden brown. Then we're going to flip. And then we're going to, oh, I need a,
golden brown.
I know. I need a, that thing I did yesterday with schnitzel.
I
Thank
got
you.
it. I got it.
Yeah, that. So puffy.
It doesn't take long, folks.
For it to get puffy. Gonna need another drink if we keep this up. Lordy.
It's a nice golden brown.
Yeah, so God, that camera. We're gonna have to switch cameras. I've got a golden brown right here, a little bit paler on the side. But it doesn't take long. As soon as you start to see it puff, then you're good. Now, when it sits on the rack, it'll relax a little bit.
It's being fluffed right now. Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
That's good. Look at that.
That is beautiful.
If you hold it up a little bit, they might be able to.
Oh, that is a horrible camera.
Really?
There, maybe a little bit. Okay, here.
Hold it up a little
Rack.
bit. Hold it up. There we go. Yeah.
I got it. There we go.
There we go.
Turn the light back on so I can see.
Sorry.
Thank you. We need to find a sponsor that can invest in a better overhead camera for us. All right, number 2 going in. These are going to be the ones that have the taco meat and stuff on top.
Hey. Jen, that's not good. She can't do that. She's got hot oil over there.
What am I
Costas.
doing? Hey, Costas.
Jen said they hit me.
I can't do that. That would be bad.
Yeah.
He's my sponsor. You know
That's
that.
right. Sponsor abuse.
Hey, Costas, I want to know what you're fixing for dinner because you always have some things that make me want to travel to Champaign real fast.
There she is rolling it out.
Yeah, and these are smaller. I cut it in half and then quarters and then the other half in thirds. We'll dust these
Those
with
are
some
kind of triangular.
Well, I did that on purpose because I want to do
Rectangular.
like funnel cake. I mean, it's not funnel cake clearly, but funnel cake flavor, like cinnamon sugar.
Okay.
How's that?
I guess it's okay to me. She's just smacking with a hot oil spatula. I'm telling you what.
And you can make these as big or small as you want. I mean, these would make really good fry bread donuts. See, that one's a different shape altogether. By the way, you can buy these on the Big A. I need to put a store out on the Big A.
What, those right there?
Like an influencer collection. Yeah, I love these because they're actually
It's a little lightweight one.
pasta rolling. I mean, they're made in Italy. But they come 2 in a pack.
Costa says
perfect.
just a Greek salad tonight. And oregano and white pepper crusted lemon sauce. Salmon from Saturday.
Dude, Just a Greek salad in your house is like heaven.
Yeah.
I need that thing back over there.
I'm getting it.
Chop chop, sous chef.
Getting there. I was reading commentaries.
No pun intended on that one. Good Lord. Thank you.
There, that looks so good. Goodness gracious.
All right, I'm
All
gonna.
right, now I'm gonna get you to the big screen to show you guys these fry breads.
Yeah, those are gonna be the two for
That's how thick they are. That's how nice and golden brown they are. I'm trying not to lose them.
this
They
dough is
are
like beautiful.
So good.
Ask my mother.
They
I don't do
smell-
well with dough.
They smell delicious. They smell a little sugary.
Just a teeny bit of
Just
sugar.
a teeny bit.
Now, if you wanted
But
to
they
do
smell
the,
really good.
the full-on dessert fry bread, a little bit more sugar wouldn't hurt them, but
Yeah.
but not
But
necessary.
that's all we're looking for. Just a little bit of fry bread.
Anybody have any questions? I mean, we've talked a little bit about baking powder versus yeast, and I mean, if you have those kind of questions, I'm happy to
That looks like
answer.
a little growth over there. You might want to smack that one around.
Yeah, it won't smack.
Oh, Aunt Deb made ham and bean soup with homemade cornbread. Woo! Look at that.
You asked my mother how I had to eat ham and beans growing up.
Oh yeah. Had to.
As in the fact
Had to.
that we had relish
Mm-hmm.
and ketchup, and that was the only way I could get through the ham and bean days. And that is exactly what I did at the Elks the other night was ketchup.
Oh.
I'm not a huge ham and beans
Cornbread.
fan.
Oh yeah, cornbread. Yeah.
Cornbread I
We
love.
cornbread.
Can I have another, sir?
Yeah, I'll make another one. Is somebody outside?
A dog.
Somebody is on the wrong side of the door.
Mm-hmm. All right, I've got one more going in. Then I'm going to clean up my mess, and then 3 of these will be dessert.
I don't know, like 1.5 of those might get just at tonight.
Well, we can top a little one with the taco stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Okay.
thinking because
Because those are going to be, one of those is going to be photo ready.
Okay. Here you go. I'm going to set this over here next to you. This
So
that you can.
don't forget that you get all the recipes when you subscribe to the Culinary Travelers newsletter.
That's right, subscribers.
All
the recipes are yours.
you get some of the recipes if you're a free subscriber,
but not all of them.
but not all of them. You only get one a month. But if you're a paid subscriber, you get it all. Might not be quite on time like last week. I'm still working on
We've
last
been
week's
busy.
newsletter, but I need to let that go. So last week I did, it was so much fun. I did, I'm going to talk a lot. Dark rum makes me talk, or sake makes me talk. I'm not sure which.
The combination of both definitely gives you a little bit of
Cathy?
lubricates the jowls.
Definitely Chatty Cathy. Could be worse.
Hey, I'm not complaining
Um,
at
So-
all.
Our local PBS channel, WSIU, has a locally produced news talk show called In Focus.
What's it called?
In Focus.
What days does it show?
Camera. Airs for the first time on Thursday evenings.
Wow.
Ooh, 7 or 7:30, I don't remember without looking. And replays on Sunday afternoons. Also hits the interwebs.
It's available on the interwebs first.
Yeah, and I haven't checked. I didn't check today to see it was up yet. But I did tape 2 segments of that.
How many?
2 dose
Ooh.
segments
2.
on this past Thursday. I had more makeup on Thursday afternoon than I've had on the whole year. Because, I mean,
Thank you,
TV
COVID.
cameras, you have to, when you're this pale,
Yeah.
you have to wear the makeup or they can't see the face. Anyway, we taped 2 segments. One airs this upcoming Thursday, this week,
Yeah,
the 17th.
Like 3 days from now
And
at 7 p.m.
we're doing a
or
Thanksgiving.
7:30.
We did a Thanksgiving special that's going to air on Thanksgiving.
That's 2 Thursdays from this week. No one? Yeah.
However, it's next Thursday. However, halfway through the Thanksgiving special, I remembered in my head that it was airing on Thanksgiving as I was talking about leading up to Thanksgiving. So if you pay really close attention, you'll catch
the
where
light
I
bulb?
caught that.
The light bulb will go off. And she's like, oh.
You'll see the light bulb above my head go, oh shit. But all good.
So
Thank you.
Thursday night and next Thursday night, one of the Davises will be on PBS.
Yeah, not both Davises. I'm sorry. Hot. That was hot.
I am not PBS rated.
No, not even remotely PBS rated.
No. I get it. I understand.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It was, however, a lot of fun. I haven't been in a TV studio in a very long time. Done lots of radio in the last few years, but no TV.
Aren't you doing radio here soon?
I am. If you're in the St. Louis land area, Uncle Turtle, KMOX. I'm on KMOX on Wednesday morning at 9:20.
This Wednesday?
Yes, and you can stream it.
Oh, yeah. For those of you with internet access, imagine that. Watching this show, I guess you have internet access.
All right, I'm going to heat the taco stuff up here.
So what time? 9:20 in the morning?
9:20 in the morning. And we're talking about turkey because it's Thanksgiving.
It's
almost.
Thanksgiving's.
I need to get a plate. I'm going to
And
build
once again,
one to eat. And then
I
I'll
am not
build a
rated
good
for KMOX either.
one. No. Well, no.
Not, nope.
All right. I'm going to build
They
a
don't
little
They don't want me there.
one for these are huge.
What
Pop
are
them over
huge?
here so they
Okay.
can see
I'll
How
prop 'em over there.
big these are.
There you go.
And I did the no yeast recipe. The South Dakota tribes were given yeast as opposed to baking powder as part of their rations. So their recipes typically call for yeast. That requires like 15 fry breads to do that. And I didn't want to go there. So I backed down and did the baking powder recipe. And I would have gotten 4 nice size fry breads for the Indian taco. Instead, we chose to do the 3 smaller ones, thinking I was going to do 3 dessert ones with some powdered sugar or cinnamon sugar. I'm going to do this little one taco style so you guys can see it and we can eat it.
9:20.
I won't put beans on it.
11:17 on WSIU. 7:30.
Mhm. 7 or 7:30. I need to look. Is my mom on? Maybe mom can look. So while I'm building here, you guys are looking at a blank counter, honey.
So sorry. I'm busy working over here.
Here, I'll put that down. How's that? Build these however you want to, with whatever you want to. In fact, the first Navajo taco,
7 p.m.
okay, thank you, was created in a restaurant. Much like many things are, because they were trying to figure out what to eat late at night. And it actually didn't have this on it. It had the green chili, which we've done on air before.
There we go.
A little bit of onion.
I gave them the info, the deets.
The deets.
The deets. 11:16 KMOX online, 9:20 a.m. 11:17 on WSIU, 7 p.m.
Thank you.
11:24 on WSIU, 7 p.m.
And just ignore me when I get all excited about food history and stuff. Actually, don't ignore me. You might learn something, but I do. I get excited about this stuff.
Yeah.
You guys know that.
Yeah, you've listened to us long enough.
That's my shiznit. Whoops, I spilled.
It's not what I'm all about, but it is what she's all about, and that's important to me. So hey,
Aw, I love you.
yeah,
This is what makes a good marriage, by the way.
yeah.
Sometimes I get that question. How have you
What's
lived
a
with
good-
Chili Davis?
Yeah,
For,
yeah. How do you survive Chili Davis?
I
for
mostly get that
20
question from
years?
the brothers.
Yeah. How can you survive him for 20 years? Because he's very supportive.
You are.
I try to be. I know where my bread is buttered.
Right here. Fry
That's right.
bread.
That's right.
Stock
Fry
code.
bread is right there.
All right.
Live over Monday night.
So here is, we might not make it through more than one.
Oh, is that mine?
That is
You got
ours.
no beans?
No bean. That is your
My
style, baby.
All right.
I'm gonna do.
Do we need
this.
forks?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the
Get a couple
deal.
Forks for us.
I'm gonna show you a trick.
Uh-oh. Shoot. Go in the bowl?
Not exactly.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. In a bag. See,
Okay.
they see the Ziploc bag. They saw that.
Ziploc. Fry breads in Ziploc.
Yeah. 2 of them.
2 of them. Well, you get the black spice thing there. Has the cinnamon in it. My mother taught me this when I
I
was
have no idea what you're talking about.
the spice rack.
Oh. Uncle Dan, close your eyes.
Yeah, we're getting the cinnamon out. Hold your nose. You could do this with just straight sugar. Vanilla sugar would be beautiful in this. I buy like German vanilla sugar in large quantities from the International Grocery
Powdered
Market.
sugar would be.
Powdered sugar would be great too. But we like cinnamon sugar. So
We do.
couple tablespoons of sugar,
Close your eyes, Uncle Dan. She's running it for
teaspoon
you.
of cinnamon.
Here, I'll take it.
Thank you. Close the Ziploc. Shaky shake.
Lubricate her with rum and see what kind of stuff you get.
I'm
Man.
telling you, my mother taught me this when I was little. And I'll just tell you that my friend Amber and I grew up eating biscuit donuts. Take a can of biscuit, like not the big fluffy Grands biscuits we have, the old school can of biscuits. It's about this big around.
Yeah.
That come 8 or 10 in a pack in the can.
Yeah.
Cut them in half, deep fry them like we've done here. Do this with them, biscuit donuts.
That's right.
So my friend Amber and I grew up on them. When I introduced them to Chili Davis, he didn't know what they were.
I didn't.
And my friend Amber was with me when we were doing it, and she looked at Chili Davis and said, "You clearly were not poor enough, because biscuit donuts were what."
And I looked at them and I said, "No, we had a Big John's that had
right.
Long John donuts for cheap."
So that's kind of the running joke with biscuit donuts. You clearly weren't poor enough.
Oh, Luna says, "Sorry, what did I just hear? Something about biscuit donuts."
Well, come and get one, baby girl.
Now we got biscuit donuts.
Come on. That's why I made them. Woo, I just heard my grandfather come out of my mouth.
Mhm.
All right, there's the
man.
fry bread donut.
Oh. Lubricate what now? She says. Oh, yeah.
Can you hand me my camera? I have to take a picture of these before we eat them because those are the only 2 that exist right now. I'm so sorry.
She says, lubricate what now? I said, you lubricate your mother with some rum and some sake, and she just keeps yapping.
And I make things like biscuit donuts
She
out of
makes
fry
things
bread
like
dough.
biscuit donuts out of fry bread dough. So you better not
This is the easiest dough. That is the worst picture I've ever taken. Haha. Sorry, Chili's going to keep talking.
I'm eating.
Chili's eating. How is that?
It's delicious. Oh my.
All right. I have a new camera because my husband loves me, and it's a
There we go.
birthday / Thanksgiving / Christmas present.
There
How-
are quite a few slashers in there to get this.
All right, Luna Bear. Come get your donut.
Before mom and dad would eat them all. That looks so good.
Oh
I
my
want a bite.
God. You guys, this is so good.
I love the smell of the cinnamon.
That
Mm-mm-mm.
it is super simple dough. Let it rest. Don't work with it immediately.
No.
let it rest because the little food science bit makes a difference. The gluten has to do its thing because the dough's easier to work
She
with.
says she has a dog. She's happy. She
Okay.
must have MJ.
She must because sugar's right here.
Yes, your sugar's right here.
The gluten has to relax enough to be able to make the dough workable. So you want to let it rest. Minimum 30 minutes. That sat for a couple hours by the time we got to it.
Oh,
Ask me where I learned that little trick 20 years
that
ago.
is so good. You need to. Yep, she says she has MJ. We figured.
All right, I'm going to take a bite of this. Did we even? Yeah.
We're close to an hour.
Yeah, well, it's because Chatty Cathy here got going.
Lubricated. That's dinner, folks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Roosevelt.
Yep.
If you like the rum orange juice combination, try this for sure. I buy these. I know we mentioned Westroads a while ago. This is where I find these. I love sake, but I don't want a great big bottle of sake because I don't drink it fast enough. And those little bottles, there's a blue and a pink, and they're slightly different flavored. I know absolutely nothing about the brand.
Nope.
Other than what they taste like and that they are very
sake.
good. This one's a little bit floral.
It's delicious.
But it's,
I think we had that at the
Food and Wine
Expo in St. Louis.
I'm waiting for them to do that again.
Yeah.
There was a sake
Before COVID hit.
one sake vendor in 2020, February 2020. So we were there about 3 weeks before like the whole world shut down.
Yeah.
One sake vendor, and I went through everything that they had because I love it. I love it. So yeah, we buy these locally. So shout out to Westroads on that one for sure.
Oh yeah. They're the good stuff. And you know what? If you like vermouth, use vermouth.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But if you're not a fan of
foul,
vermouth, find something that's a good substitute. And sake is
a really good sub.
A great substitute for vermouth.
Sake martinis are very good too if you don't like vermouth or don't want vermouth. I will tell you, it is wine.
It is.
So is vermouth.
So
it's
is
fortified wine.
Yeah.
So if you open it and you don't drink it quickly, you need to refrigerate it. Vermouth included. This will not last more than a couple of days and that's why I buy the little bottles because I'll drink them once they're open.
Yep.
Well, any questions? You're the one who follows the chat. I have no idea who's talking.
No, everybody's like, hey, it's a great one. And Deb says she misses cinnamon.
It's well, I would feed you cinnamon when you're with me by yourself, but I'm afraid it's going to transfer later.
Yeah, she'd have to be smooching.
I mean, yeah, I guess you could like brush your teeth before you went home. Sure. Okay, these are incredible. One more story, and then Chatty Cathy will let you go. So the whole fry bread Indian taco, I knew about them, but you don't until you experience things. They're just kind of there in your head, right? We went to teeny tiny little town of Pawhuska, Oklahoma. And if you're a Pioneer Woman fan, a Ree Drummond fan, you'll recognize that name. She lives outside of Pawhuska. It is, and it still is, a teeny tiny little town in Oklahoma. Went there to do all the Pioneer Woman things. We were there the weekend that they were doing the National Indian Taco Championship. Oh my gosh. Like I've never eaten so much food in my entire life.
Nope.
Well, maybe. But it was definitely a good weekend to just accidentally end up there. Had no idea until we got there because that's not why we were there. We were there for a very different reason. However, that's where I discovered these and had them for the first time. And wow.
They're really good.
Not something that we find here in the Midwest.
No.
So,
well,
not this part of the Midwest.
Midwest.
Yeah. You like pretty much devoured that one.
Your aunt says she'd even gargle. I'm sure your would be very appreciative of that.
Oh, remember that. Did you miss your mouth there, babe?
Oh.
Sugar, literally, I wish you could see her. She's like a vulture that flies
Circling.
around in circles,
Mhm.
waiting for Chili to drop something.
Mhm.
All right, folks, there we have it. We've got
Yep.
fry bread. I taught you how to do, taco seasoning the way I do it when I don't have any. And I'll be honest with you, there's no sense in paying the 34 or whatever cents it is these days for the packet of taco seasoning. If you've got chili spices, if you make chili by the batches like I do, you'll have all the right spices.
Yeah.
And you're looking for the chili powder, onion, garlic, cumin, smoky, that kind of flavor profile for taco seasoning. Make your own.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Enjoy yourselves.
Make it how you like it too.
Yeah.
Not everything you buy in the packets is great.
It's not good for you either. Not everything is good for you and that stuff.
Well, from scratch for sure. Then you know what's going in it, right?
That's right. All right.
Yeah, there
Peace
we have
out,
it.
everybody. We'll see you in a week.
Chatty Cathy is going
hey.
to go eat dinner.
To the hunters out there watching us, good luck this weekend.
Cheers to that.
Yeah. So everybody have a wonderful night.
We will see you next Monday, even though it's Thanksgiving week.
That's right, because it's on a Monday.
It is.
Thanksgiving's not on a Monday.
And where are we
'cause we're not in
going?
Canada.
Montana? Are we
I
Montana
believe.
next? I think we're in Montana. Speaking of which, Yellowstone. Oh my gosh. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.